12.1 brings us back to something we saw all the way back in chapter 5, actually, of this text, which is file operations. Now, we had used, I think, understandably, we had used files, I'm going to call it sparingly. We had used files in a really single-dimensional way, and that's not necessarily the case when we're working with files, because that's the only way we have here inside of the programming that we do. It's the only way we have to make anything that is quasi permanent, right? The nature of the programs that we have written is transitionary. It's terminal, right? There's a very, very short lifespan to everything that we do there. We need files to be able to give us that extension. So really, here in 12.1, and this is page 666, which this year seems appropriate, you will recall, because we've already used them, the of stream and the if stream for output and input from file. We also have the F stream, which allows you to do both read to and write to, or read from rather, and write to a file. Really, the big piece here I want to draw your attention to is on 667. It is table 12-2, and that is the access flags. Now, by default, when you write contents to a file, you are going to overwrite the previous contents of that file. And for those of you who had me for your 276 experience, that may or may not have been one of the difficulties you encountered with your final project was, well, but what happens when I write one new addition to a like a grocery list or to a hardware store list? And what that would invariably do for some of you was overwrite the entire file. So we have the idea here of the iOS flag. So iOS : that is the flag, and that is our input-output system. So append app. So if the file already exists, you are going to add new contents to the bottom of that file. And everything that was in there previously is preserved. So that is nice. So here, well, shoot, I knew it was going to do that and I did it anyway, I guess. You can read through these. I am perfectly satisfied to be able to let you do that. We are going to talk a little bit later on about binary mode, in which we are going to read and write in a pure binary format. And I know that some of you are going to look at that and go, we can't possibly need to do that anymore. And actually, binary still works because of how small it is. And so at any rate, you can see your access flags here, and these are a good reminder.